What's going on, guys? This is Tech 360. Today I got the new stage party light. All right, guys, first and foremost, thank you for clicking on that video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get into it. So I received this light a few days ago, and I've had the joy of being able to play with it a little bit and kind of test it out and see how it works so I can give my honest opinion to you guys. Now, first and foremost, this light is small and it is pretty compact for what it is, but don't let the little size fool you, because this little guy does pack a punch for what it is. So the first thing I did is I wanted to pull it out of the box. I wanted to check it out. Obviously, I want to go through all the little auto patterns, chase patterns, all the cool stuff. So what I did is I set this light up and I let this thing run for 9 hours straight, because I wanted to see if the lights were going to hold up, if the fans were going to hold up, if it was going to get hot, start smoking, start wigging out or acting weird. And I have to say, the light did great. The light held up with the music. The light held up with all the smoke and the fog I had in the area. The light did great. Like I said, the light does pack a little punch for what it is. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and bring you guys in a little bit closer, and we're gonna open this bad boy up. All right, so first, as you open up the box, first thing it has right on top is your instructions. Then you've got your remote, which is, you can go through and change all your different channels. You can go through your different laser patterns, you can set it to music and blah, 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 so forth and so on, right? Then you got a power plug right there on top as well. And then you got this little beauty right here. Now, as you notice right there on top, you got a mounting bracket, so you can hang it anywhere you want. This is the little guy right there. So let's bring it in a little bit closer and let's take a closer look at it. All right, let's get this aside. Now we're gonna take a look at it right there. So now as you see, we're gonna start the outside and work our way in. So these right here, these are your different lasers. Now there are red and green lasers. Now these aren't just dots, they actually do patterns like stars, I think music notes and little symbols and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. There's definitely something different than some of the other lasers I do have, which is usually just shine out dots and just move. These actually have a pattern design, so it kind of adds to the fun as well. Now right here in the middle, you have kind of like a prism ball, and what it does is it has RGB LEDs in there, and they move around, and what it does is it creates dots like on the dance floor, which move and kind of dance and change colors as the music goes, or whatever pattern you have it set to. Now you can set the pattern to where you can run just the lasers only, or you can run just this, or you can run these lasers or those lasers, all in how you want to do it. And the way to do that is right here on the back, or one way to do that, let's say that. So one way you can do that is by DMX right here on the back, okay? This is your DMX in and out. Now this is if you want to run a big controller, which most people won't on something like this, because the remote alone and just all the pattern selections, you won't need a whole big rig DMX controller. You can just set this thing, plug it in, select a pattern, and let it run. Okay, but this thing, you can actually really tweak each thing and basically really isolate each laser, each light, all different kind of things through your DMX controller. Now that's a whole nother other function, which we're really not going to get into, because I really don't think you're going to need it, just because this light does so much on its own without the controller. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on down. This is your power plug, which you are provided with, which does plug in there. And right over here, you got your menu. Now your menu like this is pretty standard on most lights. They all look pretty much the same. If you've seen one, you've seen them all, okay? You've got your menu, which has your menu up, down, and select or enter. This will allow you to go through all your different pattern selections, your audio, whether you want to go with the beat of the music, different little odds and ends settings on here you can set it to. And right in here, I don't know if you can see that little spot right here, but this is your microphone. This is what picks up the music itself, which allows it to dance and go with the music. So back on the front you have, so like, you know, all in all, it's a pretty compact light. It's really light. This thing weighs maybe 2 pounds, if that. So if you have a weight issue with your light stand or trussing, this is not going to put a big strain on it, but it does pack a big punch and put out a lot of light. So like I said, the light itself, it is small, it is compact, but it does pack a little punch, because like I said, I did play with it the other night. I let it run for about 9 or 10 hours straight, had no issues with it. You know, because I was kind of wondering, because sometimes, you know, like you get like these little like small fans, like this one has a cooling fan on the side to help keep everything cool on the inside, so you don't have to worry about it overheating and have to shut off or anything like that. But I was kind of curious if the fan would start getting noisy, because sometimes you have those lights, those little kind of cheaper lights that they put these fans in, and after running after so long, they start making kind of a whining noise or kind of a grinding sound, or just a noise you don't want to hear if you have it hanging up in your house or your party, or you're on stage or anything like that. But like I said, it does have a mounting bracket. You can hang it up. Now, like I said, this light would be great for like house parties, pool parties, little small DJ gigs. I wouldn't recommend it for anything like huge, like a big concert, because I don't think you're going to get the projection that you want out of it. But it'd be great for like your living room, your kids' room. It'd be a great little like a birthday present. It'd be great for Halloween. If you have somebody that's wanting to get into DJing and just need some good kind of just solid lights just to get them going, this is definitely one I would add to their collection, just because it does have the prism dots, but basically they kind of move around and stuff like that, and it has all the lasers in there. So you got basically two different kind of lights all bunched into one. So you're not having to go out and buy a high dollar laser and a high dollar kind of a which is, I don't know if you know, like the old Vertigo lights. It's the old school DJ lights, kind of 90s, 80s, and 90s lights of the Vertigo, which is basically projects dots, and they kind of go like this, basically, and that's all it did. And that's kind of what this center light right here does. So all in all, you have two different kind of lights all in one fixture. So enough talking about it, guys. Let's get this thing on the stand, and I'm going to show you what this thing will do by itself, and I'm going to also throw in a couple other lights with it to kind of show you how it acts and how it projects with other lights up next to it, just so you see that it is bright enough and it can hold its own up against the other lights as well. All right, so let's get it going. So here it is running with two other lights. As you can see, the other lights are pretty bright, but this light itself does handle its own. It's going to be the light in the middle, and like I said, it does stand out because it is still bright, even though it is a smaller compact light. Now you do see the lasers more just because they are brighter, but you do also still see the patterns on the floor as well, still working. All right, let's add the other lights back in with it. So as you can see, even with other lights, it does still stand up well on its own. It still shines nice and bright. All right, so now that you got kind of an idea of what it does, now let's go to the remote that I have in my hand. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and turn this sucker on. So we're gonna go to the first setting, which is gonna be this one, which as you see is kind of a wild, sporadic, fun, kind of a strobing effect. Which would be good for, I guess, all kinds of different things, different music. But I think this one kind of rotates through the different patterns from what it looks like. Let's go to the next one. So the next one here, it's going to be the second one. It looks a little bit slower, a little more calm, not as fast, as flashy and stuff like that. But you still see that you do get your different patterns. You got your red lasers, you got your greens. They still rotate through all the colors. Now let's go to the next one. So this one looks more kind of a more fun, wild, kind of trippy look. You see even your lights on the floor are also strobing as well. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so this one is more kind of a stop. It's a stat. I don't know what you would call it. Kind of a. I don't know what you would call that one, but it's kind of cool looking though, because you can get kind of a better idea of what all the different patterns are, especially the green ones. The green ones really stand out. Of course, green is usually pretty brighter, much brighter anyway. So let's see what this one does. So laser, okay, ooh, that got me right in the eye. So this one, there is a laser function on here. As you see, it only runs the lasers, okay, which is kind of cool. Kind of, I guess, runs through all these different little patterns and stuff like that. That's pretty neat for like if you have like a little gig or something where you only want to run lasers and you don't want that middle, the middle function light, which kind of puts the dots on the floor and moves around. So let's go on down to the next one, see what the next one does. Okay, so this one is actually just the middle light itself. Okay, so this one you don't have the lasers. It's just the middle little prism ball there, which is kind of neat. if you want kind of more of a calm, kind of a slow dance style kind of lighting there. So the last three functions on here is going to be music 1, 2, and 3, and I am going to say that those is basically music 1 is basically going to be the different sensitivities to the music. So I'm guessing if I talk louder, I'm not sure. Let me see what this does. All right, that's music 2. Let's see what music 3 does. So that one just changes patterns without the strobing effect like the last one did, which is kind of neat. Something pretty simple. Let's go back to music 1. Let's see what that one does. How about that? Music 1. All right. So music 1 is obviously just only, the lights only activate for a split second as the music goes. So let's go back to, let's go LED. And then let's go and kick some lasers. Do lasers only. And then let's go back to a chase function. So here's a little bit all, this is all three of the different shows together. Now, like I said, now this light does offer the option to run DMX with, to tie in with other lights to kind of critique your shows and make cooler stuff. But as you see with the remote, you really don't need it. The remote, man, it has all the cool options that you can think of that you could use. You can pretty much change anything you want and what kind of show you want. It comes with all different shows, all kind of presets, which, like I said, is pretty neat. I like it. I'll definitely keep it. It's definitely gonna be something I can put in the garage with the kids and stuff to have a good time with, use it for Halloween or something like that. But let's kick it back on with the other lights real quick and let's see how it does. So guys, as you see, this light does hold up well by itself. It is a cool little light. Like I said, it is a small light, but it does pack a punch for what it is. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it. I think it's a cool little light, a fun little light. Like I said, I think any little, for any house parties, any pool parties, anything like that, this light will be perfect for. Little corporate parties, I mean, anything like that, the light will be perfect, as you see. But the light is nice and bright. Like I said, there are some lights on in the room here, which kind of, you know, it does kind of take away from the effect a little bit, but as you can still see, the lights are still pretty bright. But all right, guys, that is my take on this stage party light. Now, I will have all the links and stuff down below, all through the videos and stuff, so make sure you go check them out. And make sure you go down below and check down in the, down below the video there, because I will have a special link for you guys that you guys can have, you can get a special little discount on this light, so you're not paying full price on it. My gift unto you. So, like I said, I do like this light. My personal opinion on it, man, it is a cool little light. It's not heavy, it's easy to use. Anybody can use it, whether it be from your 2-year-old to your grandma that wants to kick it by herself. This light will be perfect for them. So this is the stage party light, and this is my take, guys. If you have any questions or comments, comment below. Don't argue, don't fight. Until next time, everybody. Booyah.